Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on this channel where yes, it's been a while, I'm sorry, but we're back with another incredible build for you guys to check out and try and use in Elden Ring. Obviously, for those of you that are regular viewers of this channel, you will know that we've covered pretty much every build that there is in Elden Ring, bar this one. And as you can tell by the thumbnail and title of the video, I have managed to make stealth viable within Elden Ring because it's very much that aspect that was introduced into the game but was pretty much pointless. So I've conjured up a quote-unquote build that has both the aspects of running around the game, not alerting anybody, being able to clear dungeons with ease, whilst also being an absolute powerhouse. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, strap yourselves in, hit the like button if you do like this video, and also subscribe because it's been a while since I've asked, but we are aiming for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're already up to 7,000, so I am incredibly thankful for those of you that have subscribed. And if you want to be part of the first 10,000 people to ever subscribe to this channel, make sure you hit the button down below. You can always unsubscribe in the future, and it's free to do. So why not give it a go? But before I get too sidetracked, the reason why you're here, the stealth build that we can make in Elden Ring. Now, as much as I am calling this a stealth build, the actual stealth aspect of it can literally be applied to any build within the game. The reason being is because you don't really need anything other than the black knife armor. And yes, you can use certain spells to obviously make yourself invisible, as well as obviously not making any noise. The black knife armor essentially removes all of your movement sound, allowing you to literally run up to enemies without them being alerted, allowing you to obviously critical hit them, run around them, distract them, use items within the game to avert their attention, and literally just breeze through any dungeon undetected. But as I said earlier, that's all well and good clearing dungeons, but what happens when you come up against a boss? Obviously they're going to be constantly tracked on you, so you can't really run around them and obviously deal critical hits. But that's why with this particular build you're not going to have a problem with that either. The reason being is because we are fully going with the black knife aesthetic and using both death and black flame abilities as well as the black knife. So essentially we're becoming the black knife Tishi ourselves, and also you can use the black knife Tishi summon, so there's two of you dealing incredible amounts of damage, taking away enemies' health over time, and just annihilate bosses and their health bars. Now there's two weapons for this build, the black knife and the death ritual spear. Black knife can be obtained by defeating the black knife assassin that is guarding the sainted hero's grave in the Altus Plateau. So you'll be able to pick that one up fairly early. The death ritual spear you can pick up by killing the death bird that's outside of the castle soul area in the mountaintops of the giants. But realistically, with those two weapons, the only thing that you need to have at level 20 or higher is actually dexterity. They all have other stats that are lower than 20 in terms of what you need to be able to equip it. The Death Ritual Spear has 14 strength and 18 intelligence required to use it, and the Black Knife has 8 strength and 18 faith in order to wield that weapon correctly as well. But more importantly, we're going to be using incantations, like I say, like the Black Flame incantations. So you are going to need to pick up some form of seal. Again, the Godslayer seal is going to be the best for that because it boosts Godslayer incantations, but essentially any seal can be used to use the incantation, so as long as you level all of those weapons up and the seal up as much as you can, you will then need to invest about 35 points into faith in order to use all of the incantations shown in this video. And of course, here's the list of them here in front of you now. So we have things like the Black Flame, the scoring Black Flame as well. Golden Vow is incredibly useful to boost all of your attack and defense as well. Black Flame's protection is also used to increase the damage negation alongside Golden Vow. Noble Presence is something that you can use to push enemies off of the edge of any arenas if that's something that you like to do, or just push them back. And then I'll also have Black Blade, which you get from defeating Malekith and using his remembrance, and also Black Flame Ritual. Those ones are more later game sort of incantations. Those do require 42 and 46 faith respectively, but the rest of the ones that I've just shown you require 30 or less. So you can use some half decent incantations fairly early on in the game and with very little faith required to use them. And the unique thing about the Black Knife, the Ritual Spear, and all of these Black Flame abilities, they also diminish health over time. So the Black Knife's Ash of War, the Blade of Death, hits the enemy with a wave of death which depletes 10% of the health bar, which blacks it out so it cannot then be sort of healed beyond that if it were to heal. whilst also taking off extra health over time. Mix this in if you have another summon for either the Mimic Tier or the Black Knife Tishi, and you have 2 lots of this, so 20% of the health will be chalked off straight away, and then also dealing damage over time for both of you using the Blade of Death ability. Plus mix that in with the Black Flame abilities that once again, if they hit the target, they will do sort of like the initial damage, but then also deplete health over time. And then the Death Ritual Spear's special ability, the Spear Core Ritual, can take down enemies at a range and also clear multiple enemies in that area. So with all of these things combined, you've got the buffs to buff yourself up for damage output and also damage negation to make you survive, obviously a bit easier and a bit better. Long range weapons such as the Black Flame and also the Death Ritual Spear's Ash of War to take people out at range without them even knowing you're there. And you can get up close and personal with the Black Knife as well. It also does incredible damage for a dagger. It's literally the best dagger in the game, not only for its special ability but also the damage output that you can scale it with. Mix all of these in and obviously you'll then be able to do devastating amounts of damage, not only to NPCs but also in a PvP situation. The armor itself is fairly light, so it is more than possible to have a sort of like light roll if you say you want to use one of the weapons rather than both. And the armor itself is also held under the bridge as if you're going towards the Halug Tree to take down Melania, the like snow town in the Mountain of the Giants. Once using the secret symbol, Ordina is where it's located. It's just under the bridge before you use the portal to go to the Halug Tree for the first time. So before you go there, make sure you check underneath the bridge and you'll be able to pick up the Black Knife set. It's all there on a corpse of a Black Knife assassin, and it's simply that easy to pick it up. You don't need to go through any ordeals. It's literally laying there under the bridge as like a secret armor. And with all of that, you're pretty much good to go. Like I say, you can use pretty much any summon you want. I personally use the Black Knife Tishi because she's a bit more nimble in battle and can avoid certain attacks that maybe your Mimic Tier wouldn't be able to avoid. But essentially there's 2 of you if you do use either one of those summons, the Mimic Tier or the Black Knife Tishi, and as you're seeing on screen, it makes for a devastating combination and you can pretty much rinse any boss in the game. And again, just to reiterate, this build requires minimal sort of stats in order to use it. You need at least 35 faith to use the incantations, but otherwise you do not need much more stats than that other than the ones to scale the weapons. So this build can essentially be utilized and well placed with a 75 level character. The only problem is obviously getting to the mountaintop of the Giants and Ordina in a relatively quick pace to make it viable against most of the bosses in your first playthrough. I would say this build is more of a new game plus kind of build, especially if you're struggling for ways to play Elden Ring. Definitely give this a go and maybe see how far you can get without being undetected, or how quick you can clear dungeons without being detected. It's definitely a fresh way of playing Elden Ring. At least I didn't think it was really viable to use stealth until now. So yeah, definitely give this a go. Again, as always, I'm not the best at Elden Ring, so this build, as much as I'm having an absolute blast using it, there's probably 1,000 ways to make this build better, so definitely hit us up in the comments down below if you have any ways to improve this build. It'll be good to know, and also people in the comments might be able to see that and use what you believe is best, and just get a general discussion going on down below about the build in general. But other than that, that's everything from me, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and as I said at the beginning, if you did, do hit that like button. It lets me know that you're enjoying this kind of content, and obviously I'll continue to make videos like this in the future. And just lastly as well, obviously like I said, we are aiming for 10,000 subscribers, so do hit the subscribe button down below for more Elden Ring content. I know I've been away for a little while, but we're back making Elden Ring content. I might even dabble in the world of Dark Souls as well. I have played Dark Souls, I haven't made any content on it before, but it'll be interesting to see if you guys want to see some Dark Souls content. So do, again, let me know in the comments down below if that's something you'd like to see. But anyway, before I take up too much of your time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys, and I will see you in the next video of whatever it is that I make. Bye bye.